This Thursday, my family, we will sit around the dinner table and we will do a tradition that we do every single Thanksgiving where we go around and everyone in the family shares at least one thing that they're thankful for. And it's pretty awesome listening to a 6-year-old talk about what he's thankful for, listening to a 12-year-old talk about what she's thankful for. But this year, I'm especially excited because our 3-year-old, he talks all the time, and you just never know what's going to come out of his mouth. To hear him share about what he's thankful for is going to be pretty awesome. But as I begin to think about this practice of expressing gratitude, expressing thankfulness, I begin to think, man, it's kind of, it's almost sad that we only do it once a year. You know, there's been a handful of times in our marriage where Brooke and I would take a weekend away from the kids or a night away, and we would spend some extended time just writing down all the things God has done for us in the past few months or the past year or so, and just taking some time to pause and say thanks, pause and to celebrate all that God has done. I was even reminded this morning when I was talking with my wife that I have an issue with this. Whenever something great happens, I'm like excited for a moment, but then I instantly just move on to the next thing. Okay, well, what's next? But there is a powerful spiritual thing that happens when we take time to celebrate what God has done. We take time to express our gratitude to Him. You know, Paul actually writes in Philippians chapter 4, verse 6 through 7, he says, "Do not be anxious about anything, but in every situation, by prayer and petition, with thanksgiving, present your requests to God." Doing it out of a heart of gratitude, a heart of thanksgiving for all that God has done is a key spiritual practice. It's a key component of following Jesus, is being thankful for what He's done in our lives. And then in verse 7, Paul says, "And the peace of God, which transcends all understanding, will guard your hearts and your minds in Christ Jesus." He says there's this peace that comes from God and God alone. And it's coupled with prayer, it's coupled with gratitude. It's impossible to be stressed out and thankful at the same time. Well, this Thanksgiving, I encourage you, talk about what you're thankful for, but don't just do it once a year. Make it a regular practice that you get together with your spouse, your kids, your family, your aunts, uncles, your siblings, whatever, maybe just close friends, in your small group, whatever it is, you get together and you spend some time just celebrating what God has done in your life. Even if right now you're in the midst of a trial, in the midst of a struggle, celebrating what God has done in the past is a great reminder that He's with you even now, and He's going to come through